Let's kill that bass head. Alright, let's do this.
I'm on the air, we got this pockets flow. It's me and Tony on the mics, we gotta let you know of current events, little gaming, sprinkle in some entertainment. We stay humble, but our moms still think we're famous. Turn up the bass and baby, maybe let that magic flow. Our spoken word is all the things you really wanna know. Having a good time on the show, Powers of Matty G. Tune in and hit subscribe and join us on the FAP.
Welcome everybody to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. I'm your host Anthony Bowes, and sitting right here next to me is not only my co-host but also our special guest today, Matty G. Matty, how you doing today?
Oh, not too shabby. Rocking a onesie.
Tis the season. Tis the season.
Yeah, this is my Christmas onesie, and I haven't decided. I think I told you this, but I haven't decided whether I'm more excited for Christmas or just for 2020 to end.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna embrace it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, and I just couldn't believe that I'm just like this year is coming to an end, right? Like it can only get better. Knock on wood, cross my fingers, but I really hope that it does. I mean, anything, just being able to get out and go somewhere would eventually be nice. So
it sure as fuck feels like it can't get any worse.
Yeah, but the moment we say that is when we end up having problems, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we got to be.
This just in: meteorite discovered. Oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Just gonna wholly blame it on us.
Oh man, how are you doing?
Doing good. You know, the slow change into winter has caught me. I guess slightly off guard. You know, you eventually know it's always coming, right? But then we ended up having all that weather and that tree that came down, which I'm still hacking out of my backyard. And as you can tell, I failed Movember because it's just back to a beard, and because it just happened to be that family Christmas photos fell right in there. So yeah, I unfortunately could not go in with that mustache for family photos.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I miss it. I miss it already.
You're probably the only person who does.
Dude, you know what's so funny? Actually, I would have that would have made hilarious Christmas photos though. You know what I mean? Like it would have been unique.
That it would. It definitely would have been unique. I don't think Kelly would have been happy about that at all. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So
have you well, before we jump in, have you done a lot of your shopping already yet, or
we've got a fair amount actually. We actually just we totally agreed that tonight we're gonna pull it all upstairs. We're gonna go through and we're gonna see if there's anything left. This is the time, right? Because with Black Friday starting tomorrow, and then of course Cyber Monday and Monday, hopefully we can pick up the rest.
Nice. Yeah, I think we decided just with COVID and everything, and not knowing with shipping times, and we typically order a lot of our stuff anyway. But just not knowing what the shipping times and stock levels and stuff we're going to yield this year. We decided to get it done early, and I have to say I'm glad that we did, because a lot of the stuff that we would have bought is now completely out of stock and no idea when they're going to be getting more. So
no, that's smart. And you know, we're normally really on the ball, and by October we generally have things a little bit later this year, but things have also been a little bit crazier. So you know, and you're not really supposed to be out at the malls all that often, right? So
no.
So that's why it's always good to shop online. And you know, I'm always an advocate for shop local, you know, support your local stores. And this is the one time that I'm just like, if you can't do curbside pickup, you just lost a sale.
Yeah, you know, with phase 2 and stuff, it's gonna get I think more weird before it gets better again. But you know, just they're saying vaccines, you know, first quarter of next year. So I think that's when people are going to see stuff change. And
so it's funny that you brought that up, because I saw someone had posted that 70 years of research and test and trial, and we still haven't been able to eliminate the flu vaccine, but we can get rid of COVID in less than a year. So it's like, I don't know, if we can't even get the flu vaccine done, how are we going to expect there's going to be a COVID vaccine that actually functions?
Well, and see, here's the thing though. The flu doesn't cripple economies and topple world banks. And you know what I mean? So this is.
So what you're
So
saying is they didn't actually make a flu an urgency. They're just like, yeah, it seems about
I'm
inconvenient.
just saying money talks, right?
Yeah,
And you start taking money away from the elite,
yeah,
and suddenly vaccines start appearing a lot faster.
yeah, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So,
It's
I don't
true.
know, man.
It's
I
true.
just I follow whenever something seems fucked up, I just follow the money, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, so what you're saying is we basically need to give the entire world cancer in order for us to actually
There would be
there'd
a
be a cure in no
cure.
time, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder. Maybe that's what's going to happen. It just they're just holding back on the true saving medicines or the saving graces, and it just takes the world to get it.
Well, and it's, you know what I mean? And fuck, I don't want to even get in. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist type of guy, to be honest. I believe in following the money for sure. That's more of a logical approach to that situation. But I think that I think there's a lot of industries out there that focus on donations and collecting money to keep the business running, the machine running.
Yep.
For I think that if a lot of these companies would pool their resources and work together, there might be a cure a lot faster than individual charitable companies working together, in parallel,
Mhm.
trying to do their own thing,
Yeah.
because it's treated like a business, not a saving humanity type of thing.
Yes.
So I do have some beliefs around that, and but
Yeah.
but to see COVID was the one that's like, holy fuck, like pool all the resources. You have infinite
Right.
funds. Just fix
Everybody give
this.
us your money, 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 money.
Yeah.
Where's the
Yeah.
pot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who would have known that it took to get you on as a guest as opposed to just a co-host to have the intellectual conversations? I was expecting like a fart joke to come out. Right?
COVID stinky. Oh.
There we go. There's
There you go.
Matt back again.
I need a soundboard.
Right? Actually, just video clips that throws yourself up.
Yeah, just randomly.
Oh,
I'm online gaming on the side and just hitting soundboard for our whole show.
right. Just in succession, so it looks like you're moving
No one
every
knows
once in a
any
while.
different.
Oh my god.
I'm even wearing different outfits. Nobody
Right.
notices. Oh,
No,
fuck.
I think people would notice that unless you were like just changing the color of the plaid, right? As long as it remained plaid.
Yeah, exactly. The black and white plaid, blue plaid.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. One thing we actually didn't discuss before the show was, did you want to do some news before we jump into the you've interview?
I didn't grab news because I just figured
Oh.
with the collection of 9, plus the chatting, I figured we'd have enough for a full show. But
Sure.
if you have anything, let's hear it.
I have
I'd love
actually
to
a
hear.
couple really quick ones. So
Sure. Yeah.
I kind of appreciated myself as once in a while, you go to a library and you lose a book, and then you're like, oh, geez, that was due, and you can't seem to find it. Well,
There are still libraries.
believe it or not, there are. Basically, a book was returned to a library in Ontario after it had been missing for 50 years. So it was
Whoa.
50 years overdue. And basically, the borrower or the lender of the book came across it and decided to actually return it. And the funny thing is that it was charged on whatever the late fee was back then. So after 50 years, it actually only would have cost $580 to return the book, but at that point it was a bit of a joke, so they just waived the fee.
But if you apply inflation to that,
Right? That would have been a lot of money,
like I gotta look that up. I have to.
right?
I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, because 580 after 50 years, you're thinking, oh, that's not so bad, But I actually think it's also interesting that clearly he was 8 days late before it started, right?
$4,343.95.
Wow, that's a big difference.
There's been a 768.79 inflation rate
Wow,
since
so,
the 1960s.
right? So be thankful they were only charging it on the 2 cents, and then to just waive it.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one, and I don't want to fully get into this because it's a really long article, but when I saw it instantly, I was looked at it and my mind was blown because I think my mouth was open and I'm just like, what am I looking at? And to do that, I'm going to actually attempt to do this for the first time, which I haven't, because you really need to see this to appreciate it. So I'm going to try to share the screen on this one. But
Okay.
the heading of it was, a woman's YouTube video featuring Play-Doh surgery went viral as people were left divided by the contents. Uh, what was happening was she was basically teaching her children what it was basically to do a C-section with Play-Doh. And the other part was the fact that when you watch the video, it's how good the kid is as of a surgeon. So I'm gonna quickly jump over and see if I can share my screen so you can see this thing. And it's actually it's quite funny. Um, let's see if I can actually get it to push over, because I'm hopefully seeing you see what I'm seeing.
Not yet. I'll tell you when though.
Oh, there it was. Did you? There it is. Do you see it yet?
No. Did you hit share screen at the bottom?
Yep. Yeah.
No, it's still you.
Because when I flick back, I see what's happening. Because I was gonna say, when I flick back, you can totally see.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Right? Like, it's pretty graphic.
That's really
And
graphic.
I say kudos to the mom who actually went and built this project. But when I first crossed it, it did not look like what it was. I was like,
No.
why does it look like a child's building a vagina? And then when I got into it and read the article,
Like, oh,
yeah. So apparently so many people were just in an uproar about the actual video, and left comments saying like they were disgusting, that they can't unsee this, that the child was way too young to basically understand or even get into something like that.
okay. But
And
if the child comprehends the concept of
yeah,
saving a life, and that, I mean, and they're learning that, I mean, that's a future surgeon right there.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I just thought it was so interesting, and I would have never have, you know, down someone for attempting to show an education. I mean, at least they were smart enough to use Play-Doh instead of throwing up graphic videos, right? I mean, it could have gotten a lot worse. So to basically understand that for a child, I thought was kind of cool. So
Here, I'll talk about the now that you mention it, actually, I'll talk about the one that my stepmom, mother-in-law sent me.
okay,
I don't know if you, I don't know if you can see that yet.
okay, with the police car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So OPP report using taser when arresting man who pooped on restaurant floor. So on November 20th, officers from Grey Bruce detachment of the Ontario Provincial Police responded to a threats complaint at a restaurant on Highway 6 and 21 in the township of Georgian Bluffs. Police were advised that a customer had entered the store prior to the restaurant dining room being open to the public. The person became irate when asked to leave and defecated on the floor, and then threatened an employee prior to leaving the business. Police attended and located the suspect near the restaurant. OPP officers deployed a conducted energy weapon during the arrest of the suspect. As a result of the investigation, OPP have charged Arvin Black, 43 years of age, for mischief and uttering threats causing death or bodily harm. The accused has been released on undertaking and blah 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 blah. Bail set at 3,000. That's crazy to me.
Well, I see the upside of at least having crapped on the floor before they left. At least they didn't. They got hit with the taser.
They taser like, oh fuck, he pissed himself too.
Right? You know, I thought it at least was interesting that they said a contained energy weapon. I'm like, so phasers. We finally have phasers.
We have phasers, dude. Have you seen that video of the guy that finally made like the lightsaber, like a real one with the backpack?
Yeah, it's crazy, eh? And it's something like 4,000 degrees because it's using plasma.
Like,
Yeah,
that's dude. If cops pulled that out, I'd just surrender.
Yeah. Do you know they
Like,
also, the same guy also made it a repulsor ray for an Iron Man gauntlet.
oh really?
That actually like works. Like, he's beamed it at candles, and the candles have either lit, or if he's too low, it just sears it right off.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's same thing. The Hacksmith, check it out. He's got.
I gotta look that up. I haven't seen the repulsor one. That's cool.
Yeah, the Iron Man repulsor is pretty cool, and they built it all into one of the kind of like black label copies that someone had made. So
We got a comment there.
oh yeah, excellent. We've got one from Carrie Ann Thomas. Think should have home segment. Shit, my mother-in-law sends me. It's true, actually. It's really funny because I thought we'd end up having one that said "shit my father says," but I got to tell you, I'm not even sure if I'm ready for that show yet.
No,
So
no. Why is everything so racist?
right? Just
No.
yelling at me for half an hour. So.
That's funny.
Oh goodness. So, well, Maddie, this show is all about you today, and the beautiful thing is, I think a lot of people see you as a co-host on the show, but they don't really know a lot about you like I do, and they don't get a chance to appreciate a lot of your talents. And not only from the fact that here's what I like to used to call when obviously you were younger and I met you, it was here's a boy genius who you would not see it because it's hid behind a lot of intellect, and that is always hidden by humor, I meant to say. So you got this sense of humor that really kind of makes you look like like a bit of a weirdo sometimes. But it's really funny because a lot of your humor, you other than maybe when it comes to defecating on things, is always hidden, and it's quite brilliant in there. So I I think someone was just sneaking into the office
Yes.
at the time. Oh, actually, yeah, I gotta sideline this for just a quick second. Did you hear about the girl who had a Zoom class, and there was like 100 students in the class, and a plumber showed up, so she had to walk away and put the mic on mute, and went to tell the plumber about the problem, and basically how her enormous dumps were plugging the toilet like every time.
Oh my God.
So he goes to work at it, and she goes to sit down at the computer and looks over. There's like 100 messages saying she wasn't on mute.
Oh, dude, that's
And then she was
brilliant.
mortified because she's like, "This is not how I wanted to meet people." That they knew
Oh
about my
God.
enormous dumps.
Dude, I wouldn't even tell the plumber. I'd be like, I don't know.
Right? I mean, who
My
said
neighbor, my neighbor keeps coming over, and
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, maybe it's on a regular basis that it's plugging, and she has to say, "Well, it's just my dumps," as opposed to saying it was my enormous dumps. But either way, this woman continued to block the toilet up, and everybody knows. So that just made me think of that. So I'm sorry. Let's go back.
yeah, go back to flattering me, please.
So where I was going to go with that is, of course, you are a man of many talents, not only from a technological side, but also in the music ways as well. You're quite musically inclined, and we're going to get into a bunch of questions. But I feel the beautiful thing is you have brought some clips that we can showcase, and I thought that would be quite fun for our show. Now, before we do this, do you have an area where people can download these that's available?
So, I have put them up, typically sharing them just with friends and stuff, but on Facebook, but it's set to private. So, I've never really uploaded them to SoundCloud, but after talking kind of with you a little bit about it, I think what I'll do is I will, I'll throw them up on SoundCloud, and
Okay.
then maybe in a future episode or on the site or something, we'll just link it out.
Yeah, actually, even when we go to repost this out afterwards, maybe we can throw the link on this video for people to download it, because I think there's some fantastic some songs here, and some of them, of course, are quite interesting, quite funny, and other ones, I swear, I'm amazed this is not on the radio. So I guess what I wanted to ask you is, do you want to start, and we'll throw a song out there for people to listen to, and then we can have a little discussion about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
So, did you want me to give a little intro, or did you want to just kick in, or do you want to just play it and discuss it after?
Sure. Why don't you do a little intro? We do have a first song here, and the title track on this is "Body Strong."
Yeah. So this one, I wrote about no, it'd be a little bit longer than that, actually, about 5 years ago, maybe 4, and it was just kind of like it was summertime when I wrote it, and it just has kind of that upbeat type of feel, and yeah, so I just kind of got to writing, and a lot of the time I belong to a beat community, so we share beats and stuff like that, and so I'll pick something and I a lot of people write lyrics first and then find a beat to match it. I'm the opposite. I get a lot of inspiration from what I hear first,
Okay.
and then I can just write. Right,
Yeah.
I can just sit down, and sometimes I can write things in a couple hours, sometimes a couple days, but this one I wrote really quickly. So, anyways, enjoy. We can talk about it after.
Perfect. Let's launch this, and we'll have everybody listen to it along with us. So again, this is called Body Strong, and Matt's alternate personality here, Geyser. So this is by Geyser.
I think technical difficulties. I think we lost Tony. I think he just bobbed his head too hard and broke his computer. We'll see what happens. Just 1 second.
There, yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I reached forward, and I guess I slightly hit the mouse button to the right and of my mouse, and it chucked me out of the studio.
I was like, I think I had him bobbing too hard. He just.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I'm glad to see you're still here and everybody else is still here. So we will reset that and get that back on here.
Carrie's like, it's truly the Matt Show now.
Right?
Sunrise, put my feet on the floor. Get my pants, find my keys near the door. I'm on tiptoe, try not to wake ya. Cause once you smile, girl, it's hard to shake ya. Down the stairs, fix my crooked tie. My tie. Go to stay, but I'm not gonna lie. No lie. Your love's like a drug to me. The more I get, the more I need. And I cannot help that I get a little overwhelmed. Sometimes you get a little overwhelmed, and it's hard for me to go and collect myself. Cause you got me going crazy. Because it's summertime, yeah, and I feel alright. Yeah, gonna rock your body, girl, till the morning light. Because it's on tonight, feel your body strong, and I wanna get it on till the break of dawn. Yo, girl, just a couple of things. I see you licking your lips. I'll take your digits and give you a ring. But I'm the type of guy that'll spend the nights on the roof of my car, staring up at the sky. You're not looking for some games to play. It's you and I, and you set my world on fire with something to blaze. And you're dangerous. It ain't my place to say. They can warn me all they want, but I'm still gonna stay. And now it's time to speed it up a little bit. Get a little taste of something new in this relationship before we quit. And I'm touching on your skin, put my hand on your thigh. Cause your body's mighty strong, girl, I ain't gonna lie. Your form is quite a sight as I take it in. Take another breath, exhale, and repeat again. This is love making 101, and I'm ahead of the class. Now show me how you shake that ass. Because it's summertime, and I feel alright. Gonna rock your body, girl, till the morning light. Because it's on tonight, feel your body strong, and I wanna get it on till the break of dawn. Ooh, girl, can you shake it? Tell me, girl, can you shake it? Can you shake it for me? Can you shake it? Can you shake it for me? Ooh, girl, can you shake it? Tell me, girl, can you shake it? Ooh, girl, can you shake it? Can you shake it? Can you shake it for me? Can you shake it? Tell me, girl, can you shake it?
Wow, that is crazy, man. And as Beth jump up on the video theme there and said, like, it's true. Like, this has got to be on the radio, man. And when I heard the quality of this and just your lyrics and everything, it just blew me away. I think I was listening to this for even a couple hours before the show. I kind of put it on over and over. So you got a great beat. Clearly, your lyrics are really tight on that. And I got to ask you right away. So as we're talking about the growth of your musical talents and where you've gone. Like, what was your set? What was your inspiration behind making this?
Yeah, so kind of what I touched on before, like it was just kind of a feel good. I hit that beat. There was actually a couple that I had kind of that I was chewing on,
Mhm.
and yeah, so spam. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Joseph, for spamming our channel.
That's awesome, bot. We love you.
Yeah. You know, it's so yeah, summertime. It was just a feel good song. I was in a good mood. It was a great summer that summer. I remember actually funny story. So we went out for a huge company barbecue, and out at our CEO and house, and they actually made me perform it. So we had all the equipment there, and a few people had heard it because sometimes I'll throw stuff out there to get feelers, get feedback, change it. You know,
Yeah.
I like to involve people in the creative process for unbiased feedback, and so they actually made me perform it there, and it was amazing, man. Great feeling. People are having fun with it. People were dancing. So that particular song, you know, stands out to me as one of my favorites, simply because of the kind of feeling that comes along with it and performing it in front of people and all that stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, how that a very first time of it just having to be up on up in front of everybody, especially all your peers there, right?
yeah, you know, and it's weird because I think to be honest, I think it's harder in front of your peers than people you don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're invested in those relationships and you care a little bit more about what people think.
And you kind of see them
Um,
day to day, right?
what's that?
And you see them day to day.
Yeah. Like it's not like I'm like, oh, I'll never see these people again. It's all good, right? It's like I'm gonna see these people tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it was really good, and they gave me a lot of support, and you know, they said that they loved it and they wanted me to send them some more stuff, and it was a good feeling, man. And yeah, I just remember that being a really positive feeling, and I've always been I always played like sports, and I was always in drama and stuff in high school. So being up in front of people doesn't
Yeah.
really bother me that much.
Drama
So
and sports. I tell you, a little bit of an oxymoron, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's
It
like
was
neck and
I
on
was
the football team.
well, that's crazy, man. Like I was one of the few people to be a captain of a sports team and in the big school play, you know, simultaneously.
That's funny.
So
Funny.
yeah.
Excellent. So we're moving on to the next song here, and this one is "Total Eclipse of the Heart." Now, is this an original version track? Are you going off the kind of like a reimagining of the original?
Yeah. So the actual beat, it, it's funny. I named it after more of a reminder than there's some more stuff that goes into it, and you'll understand that from the lyrics. But so this was actually "Total Eclipse of the Heart" was my parents' wedding song,
Okay.
and they were divorced back when I was 9. So when I heard this song, it it had some kind of similar sounds to the original. Obviously, with it's quite a modernized version of a very similar beat,
Yeah.
and it just reminded me that. And so when I started writing this, I kind of took on the perspective of if you hear the original song, it's a bit of a breakup song, right? It's
Yeah.
not right, and it was their wedding song because there's a lot of love in the song as well if you see through to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And so I took the perspective of kind of a little bit of both of um as a breakup song and but a lot of love being involved. So I took the perspective of kind of my parents and
Okay.
maybe some of what they would go through. So
Cool. All right.
yeah.
Well, let's bring it up and everybody can have a peek at it.
Dancing on the beat.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you never come around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired listen to the sound of my tears. Turn around, cause every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have combined. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit terrified about the look in your eye. Cause every now and then I fall apart. Cause every now and then I fall apart. And I need you more than ever. And if you'll only hold me tight, I'll be holding on forever. And we'll only be making it right. Cause we'll never be wrong together. Yeah, we can take it to the end of the line.
That is really, really cool. And I'd love to keep playing the track, obviously the full ones. However, we do have to try to keep it into our certain timelines. But, I could say on this particular song, I could really see that maybe you had a little bit of Linkin Park influence in this one. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because they are my favorite band. So I find their style just fits my style so well. And a lot of my inspiration gets drawn from them even accidentally.
Okay.
So because I really like, that kind of hybrid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that one. It's funny. I write a lot of upbeat stuff, but I can also write a lot of, stuff to make you think. Right.
Yeah.
And, I think I'm happy with that versatility, as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to show that as much as I can, depending on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely write to the mood I'm in. So you can tell how I'm feeling when you listen to the song.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really, it's really funny because as soon as I heard that, I was just like, oh, it's so very Linkin Park, and I really love that because, of course, being a big fan of the band and feeling quite sad for their potential future right now. But I feel like if they were looking to pick up another artist that would maybe fill that gap a little bit, you definitely had to have the same sound for it. That's for sure. So I think it'd be quite a good spot for you if you could, have someone listen to that. So
yeah, thanks, man. That's actually a really huge compliment to me. So because I'm a huge fan.
Cool.
So this next one,
Yep.
You're gonna have to play this whole one because this is Ashley's favorite. I wrote this specifically for her. She's a country girl and she always has been, and it's never fit my style. So I even worked a bit of a line towards the end in a country style for her.
Okay. Right.
So I won't do a lot of talking. Let's jump into it so we can hear the whole thing.
So this one
and
is
then
called Freedom by Geyser.
Atomic Beats.
Yo, baby girl, you got a smile that could kill someone. My brain is walking, but the rest of me is on the run. You got me tick-tocking, cause time with you is valuable. You kiss me on the lips, and it's got me feeling valuable. You know I put it in your hands, but you take me as I am. You say you wouldn't change a thing, cause you say that I'm your man. I feel perfect in every single way, just like you are. You don't care about my job or that I drive a shitty car. Cause as long as the window's down and you control the stereo, just put on a little country and I don't care just where we go. The sun is shining and the glow's reflected in your face, and it's what I know and often takes me to a better place. And you got me feeling free, not afraid to make mistakes. So before we jump, I just wanna go and raise the stakes. And all my money's on you, cause you're worth $1 million. Cause you're better than average, you're my deluxe.
All we got is now. Let's jump around. Let us rock this town. Living in the now. Swinging off the ground. Listen, it's the sound of freedom, 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 freedom.
Baby girl, you got a laugh that can stop the planet. You're so beautiful that I can hardly understand it. Sometimes when you flash me a smile, it makes me think you're devious and wanna stay for a while. Yeah, Yeah, you kinda cute like that. The way you bat your eyes at me when you want something fast. You're a special kind of lady, and I'll never tell you maybe, cause the answer's yes, I love you bunch. But don't forget to hold the Brady. And every time that you look my way, would it be too cliche if I told you you take my breath away? If I told you you take my breath away. And if I told you I wanna stay, would you let me lay until the sun takes away what's left of me? Till the sun takes away the rest of me.
All we got is now. Let us jump around. Let us rock this town. Living in the now. Swinging off the ground. Listen, it's the sound of freedom, freedom, freedom,
Let's bring it a little country.
freedom.
Yeah, I know it's been a while now since we both fell in love, but we smile now. Sitting thinking about the past and we reminiscing. You said the wind down and we always end up kissing. I ain't gonna turn down loving, girl, cause you still know how to breathe that oven, girl. And you know just how to rock my whole damn world, and I'm losing my mind.
All we got is now. Let us jump around. Let us
And then it kind of fades out from there.
living in the now.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and shout out to Atomic because you know, they do a lot of work in the beat community that I belong, and that's a lot of the branding I'll leave in there.
Okay.
So they produced the backbeat for that, and they actually did the hook as well.
Okay, excellent. I was curious who.
Yeah,
Because I know you're such a multi-talented person that sometimes you will take your own voice and then edit it slightly and then throw that in as the beat and stuff like that. So you never know when what's you and what's not you, right?
yeah, yeah. That one was Atomic. So yeah, they're pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool. It's a really nice kind of collaboration there of sounds, and sounded really, really cool. And it's really funny because I don't think I'd ever heard that song, and I wasn't aware that you could actually make country music sound so cool.
I ain't gonna turn down loving, girl.
I come down on country music a lot, but Kelly has really got me into listening to it to the point where I can actually sit and listen to country music and not want to bash my head through a windshield. And that says a lot because there was times where like I would have to walk out of a building or a party if country music started. And I
Oh
guess
yeah,
a
it's
long
never
way.
been a favorite genre of mine, and yeah, it's I like the newer stuff for sure.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. All right, let's talk about the next track that we've got here. And
I was listening to a lot of Lonely Island.
all right, so the next one's called You Know It's Love. Now, I have heard this song, and I do want to throw the disclaimer out there before we happen is we are technically rated explicit. So if you have children around the room that are listening to this one, you might get away with it, actually. You might. We'll see. If not, you only have yourself to blame.
Send us a video of your kid singing it, and then we'll post it.
Yes.
I brush your hair back so I can see your face. I can't believe we're standing here. I feel so out of place. You looking up at me with them beautiful eyes. I see the glare from the shimmer of the candlelight. You tilt your hair back so I can kiss your neck. I love to get to mating, cause you got me in check. You loving every minute that you staying with me. You making your decision while you playing with me. We take our clothes off and we be rolling around. We making sweet love. We only hear the sound of each other breathing. We're talking full sex. The kind you dream about it. It ain't gotta be complex. You're off the Richter scale. I'm talking 10 to 10. And then you said, hey, let's try something crazy. I said, yeah. And then I made a sour face and I turned white. She put her finger in my butt.
She put it in. She put it in. Put it in. She put it in. Put your finger in my butt.
At least buy me a drink first, damn. She put her finger in my
Put
butt.
it in. She put it in. She put it in. Put it in. She put it in. Put your finger in my butt.
Oh, we're playing prison rules now. You're exploring on my body like it hardly gets geology.
I don't know if I can keep playing it. I'm laughing way too hard. Oh my god, I love that song so much. So
Yeah,
let's talk about that one, Matt.
you know what, man? It was funny. I was dinking around with different beats, and I was I was singing a lot of "Dick in the Box," from Lonely Island.
Yep.
Um, and I'd be like, girl, we've been together such a long, long time. Just kind of doing that kind of '90s, you know what I mean, R&B feel.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
and then I don't know, man. I just started putting together like lyrics, and the concept of that came to me, and I thought it was hilarious, and it hasn't been done before
Yeah,
or talked about. And in the moment, it can happen, and I figured I'd make a song about it.
that's
So
really funny. So Carrie Ann, of course, says that LL Cool J meets Rodney Dangerfield. That's really accurate. That's really good. I love that.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you were generally creating music based on your feelings and moods and stuff, I could only imagine what transpired before or after this.
Yeah. No hidden meaning, unfortunately. Just having a lot of fun with some lyrics that
I was gonna say
I
there's
felt.
nothing in about that. It's right out in your face.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. So
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, so we're gonna move over to the next one, and this one is "Kill Me Slow." Do you want to jump right into that, or we want to chat a little bit?
yeah, this one is a little of a this is a little sadder of a song. It's just about couples that go through problems, and how one party can influence how you feel. And yeah, you go ahead and play it.
All right.
I breathe in, I feel this pain. It's the same as yesterday. Another day goes by, and my heart will tick out, and the scars of relationships, and the tolls on me, and the burdens on my shoulders that I carry alone. It's always pulling me back when I'm trying to find my own way home. But no matter what I do, I can't forget you and the pain that you caused, that you put me through. And I'm not thinking straight when I tighten this noose, and I try to get it off, but it's not coming loose. But once again, you're gonna cut me down. My soul's still bleeding, but I'm safe and sound. You handpicked me from the lost and found, but I'm damaged goods, just ask around. Now I don't know where we stand, cause you've killed the boy, you broke the man, and it's you with the bloodstains on your hands. Can't wash them off with no time and sand, but that's just what you'll try to do. But the color's everlasting inside of you when you go to try to leave, but you love what you made, so you stick around long enough to bury the spade. But fuck that, I ain't gonna go without a fight. Don't need you, don't need dark, no light, and that's the way it's going down tonight. So pack your shit and hold on tight, and I don't even care what's wrong or right, cause you got yours, now I'll take mine. You feel that sting of the broken ring that I used to wear, that you promised me. But that's just what you do, what you do, what you do. You like to kill me slow, kill me slow, kill me slow now. Yeah, that's just what you do, and I think you like it too. Kill me slow, kill me slow, kill me slow, kill me slow. And that's just what you do, what you do, what you do. Kill me slow, kill me slow, kill me slow.
So, I find that again, here's a song that I think maybe even a lot of people can relate to when things are kind of going bad in relationships, and or even just bad in one person's mind at the time. And again, I'm not sure. Where's the dividing line with artists when you sing about yourself, you sing about the things you know, and you sing about things that you're seeing around you, and then eventually, you get to a point in life where are the songs about you? Is the songs about someone else? And this is kind of one that kind of makes you think, right? Because I think because so many people can relate to something like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. Like, so I think I said this earlier in the show, is that I have to be I have to be in the right headspace to write, especially if I'm writing about something that's emotional. I have to be able to feel those emotional, that kind of that emotional flow as well, or I can't write properly. So I find that when I am going through, whether it be sad or happy or feel good or excited, when I'm in that moment, I try to just take a little piece of that, a little sliver of that, and then say, okay, I'm going to write something, right? And try to take that with me, or
Mhm.
else, because if I lose that, you know what I mean, or it's just been too long, and then you forget about that feeling. It's really hard to go back and write, at least for me. So I try to write down as much as I can in that moment, so I can hold on to that sliver. So
Mhm.
that way it actually transfers into the music, and you can tell that it does. So that's, what I mean, because I find that I've written things before in an emotional state where it's been after the fact and it just doesn't feel authentic
Yeah.
to myself. And if it doesn't feel authentic to myself, then I can't see how that would transfer to somebody else properly,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For sure. That's very good. It's a very, very powerful song. Now, the next one we have coming up might be a title that everybody can relate to right now, which is called Social Distancing. Was this created before or kind of since the pandemic?
no, so I actually took sound snippets on this song from Trudeau and Ford giving their speeches. So this was early stage of the pandemic. Usually I think it was the first couple months in,
Mhm.
and when people were it felt like humanity was at its worst, right? And then that kind of gave me inspiration because I was getting frustrated, right? Like you couldn't buy certain things at the store, and so I kind of took a little bit of humor, a little bit of a satire, so to speak,
Yeah.
and put it into this song as well, and put in some interesting elements of using of blending real footage into the song.
Okay. Well, let's have a listen.
Asswipe, water bottles, craft dinner, Uncle Ben's, Aunt your mama, sidekicks, paper towel, cheese whiz, asswipe, water bottles, craft dinner, Uncle Ben's, Aunt your mama, sidekicks, paper towel, cheese whiz. This is a list of the shit that I can't get at the store cause everyone's crazy. This is a list of the shit that I can't get at the store cause everyone's crazy. This is a list of the shit that I can't get at the store cause everyone's crazy. This is a list of the shit that I can't get at the store cause everyone's crazy.
Social distancing, physical distancing, is the single best way to keep the people around you safe. What does that mean? It means keeping 2 meters between yourself and someone else. It means avoiding groups. It means staying home.
So this is fun. Took about an hour and a half for the masses to revert back to being classless. Just waiting for the looting industry. Show your true colors, please. Put a target on your backy. We're supposed to be surviving this together, but I don't ever think I felt more divided than I do now. So people better get the shit together, cause it's storming. How we weather makes the future how it turns out. And I don't even get this mentality, so different from reality. We all bleed in red and white. Supposed to keep humanity and sanity intact while we holding up the torch on the darkest nights. It's that nobody listens, thinking that you're invincible while I'm principled. I'm telling you, you're dead wrong. You only put yourself and your friends on the news. Get your ass on the couch where it belongs. Stop buying up all the fucking toilet paper. That shit's messed up.
It is a perfect area to go out on. It is so true. So many people ended up just buying that shit up, and it was so annoying. You greedy people.
I
You're
know.
fucking monsters, I tell you.
I know.
Nothing breaks down society like removing the simple convenience of toilet paper.
Right? So
And, I mentioned on the show, I think before that, the way people were gouging and trying to sell a single roll for $15, $25. And it's true. Like, I would rather wipe my ass with a sock than pay those prices.
oh yeah, fuck that, man. And it was just so annoying. It was like the worst parts of humanity just came out all at once.
Yep.
Just to show you, like, we're a pin drop away from reverting to cave people.
Yeah.
Yep. So and I had to write about it, and that's kind of what manifests.
Yeah. That's fantastic. All right. So our next track is called Alive. Again, do you want to go into a little brief?
Yeah, I mean, this was written during the pandemic too, so this is fairly recent. This one and the next one, and yeah, I felt a good burst of energy, and it was like, everybody had been cooped up for so long, and we started implementing things at work where we would go for walks for our conference calls and getting out more, and so with that burst of energy, I just had a kind of a rush of creativity to write, and this
Yeah.
is what came from that.
That's really cool. So when the clouds kind of broke and people were able to crawl out of their houses and holes for a little bit, you also kind of mentally benefit from that at the time.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
again, this is Alive by Geyser.
I wanna feel alive right now. Yo, once again, I feel the sting of the cut skin. Trying to be everything that I once been. Gotta be a better father, better husband. Gotta get it all in, but the clock's being taken away and it won't stop moving. I guess I gotta keep fighting. When I'm under distress, I'm waving white flags, but I'm under duress. But if you take my worst, I'ma give you my best. I'm gonna pass these with these two hands, show you that you put the right faith in the best man. Cause I hold you all so close to my chest, man. And I thank God, cause I'm feeling so blessed, man. Feeling like a fresh man. And I do it cause I love the game. There's a spark in my eyes and there's light in my veins. Every time you go to speak, just the call up on my name. That's why I feel alive at the end of the day. I wanna feel alive right now, right now. I wanna feel alive.
That's another, again, like I tell you, all these tracks are just such a great beat to them, whether there's a lot of fun behind it or some sadness behind it, or even just like you said, the power of feeling in a great headspace. There's just so much that kind of grabs you on each track. Now, I do have to ask you, like you are not only musically inclined, you do play instruments yourself. I mean, do you ever play any of your own instruments on the songs, or do you end up using the mixes and the backbeats from all digital sources?
Yeah, so I guess when I first started, so I've always played guitar, which doesn't translate well to the type of genre that I typically do. So a lot of the beats that I go with, the style is typically drum and bass, electronica, seems to be kind of where I fall into. And I have tried some guitar stuff in the past. You know, I used to have an electric. I mostly just play, jam around on acoustic now. I know a little bit of piano. I used to play piano a little bit. I haven't played piano in, oh my gosh, probably a decade now. But yeah, I do play instruments and I know how. It's just I find that my go-to is is typically electronic sources. And I don't know if it's just me getting older and maybe a little more lazy, but I find that I like leveraging the beat community, because I'm quite proud, and I feel like I'm skilled at writing, and performing that, and I think there's always two pieces of the song, and or really three pieces. You know what I mean? There's the beat, there's the writing, and then there's the performance of the artists themselves, and I can, if by leveraging the beat communities, I can really focus on the two things that I feel that I'm the best at.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And it's great because again, there's a lot of artists out there who have got some amazing beats, and you know, maybe they wouldn't necessarily know about them until they come out in great tracks like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's excellent. All right. So you said the next one, of course, was another in the COVID phase. So it's a relatively recent track. And again, the title on this track is "I'll Be Fine." So again, we're kind of still in that COVID state of mind, or is this reach out to something a little bit deeper?
It's a little bit of that, and it's a bit of relationship issues as well. You know what I mean? And this was drawing on a little bit of past things. I think with any relationship, I think a healthy amount of tension is okay. You know what I mean? Once in a while, I don't think any relationship is just like all fucking pooping fuzzy kittens and rainbows. And and so this was just something that on one of the uphill pieces of the roller coaster, I just held on to a little something for inspiration. And I didn't. Please don't get the idea that I hate my wife from any of these songs. I just write well when sometimes in the moment. So this is something this is my most recent song actually, besides the bonus track. And so
yeah, it definitely seems like a lot of the tracks there's some good inspiration from your wife, and that is a good thing, even if it's drawn out of maybe a less than ideal moment, right? And it shows there's a lot of passion there between you two. So let's jump into the next track then, and I'll Be Fine by Geyser.
Yeah. And I'ma say the same thing, I'll say it again, that there's nothing wrong with weakness when you're living in sin. And I'ma see it through till these battles are done, and I'll be left standing when these battles are won. I spend my time contemplating while you're intoxicated, moving on, but you're jaded. Thought you were happy lately, and you talk is so vaguely. Touch me and you break me, so infuriating, toxic, and you hate me. I'ma tell you everything that you wanna hear, and I can't lie that I'ma paint this picture so it all seems clear, and I won't lie, I'll be fine, 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 fine. 'Cause you left me to die here, bury me and lie here, vanish as the truth unfolds. 'Cause you never really gave a shit, excuses just to fucking quit, and now you can reap what you sow. And I'ma tell you everything that you wanna hear, and I can't lie that I'ma paint this picture so it all seems clear, and I won't lie, I'll be fine. I'ma tell you everything that you wanna hear, and I can't lie that I'ma paint this picture so it all seems clear.
It's very cool. You've got again another one of the tracks that's very Linkin Park inspired, right?
So, interesting story on that one. So, Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, he actually did an online album that he did it on Twitch, and he had people contribute to it and help him do this album, and it's mostly just beats. So I actually sampled that from him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, because there's no lyrics. And I was like, oh, like I heard it, and in my head, I'm just like, dude, that chorus, I had that chorus written in like 6 minutes. There was just something about it that just like, it just fit, the words fit. That song, I actually really like that song, and not because it's my most recent, so it's like fresh, but that's really the first time I've leveraged like kind of my like true singing voice in.
Okay.
So where I just open up and I just belt it out, and just see where it lands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Still sounds super amazing. And this is one thing I was really, really curious about. As someone who is, I mean, I guess maybe semi musically inclined, but I don't think I've ever really had a too much of a singing career, if you want to put it that way. I don't mind the occasional karaoke party, but when you're singing this and you're saying like you're kind of belting all out, I mean, do you actually sing to full volume of this? Do you kind of trust that the microphone is just picking it up and then you kind of amplify it in post, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's I've got it dialed in now. That song I had to actually go back and rework just some of my equipment profiles, because typically when you're singing, like you can get a good sound by just changing your range. You know what I mean? So like just depends on if you're going softer it versus louder. And on that particular song, I had the mic. If this is the mic, I was probably about here.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Where I just belted it out, and I just wanted to see where it would land. And I didn't have to edit it too much actually in post. It seemed to be a good range. It took me a few times to get the range right.
Yeah.
But just using, just far versus, near versus
Spatial.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Excellent. So before we play our final track, I don't know if you want to go out on this song because we are rounding our hour. Which I gotta say, how many times we have conversations with other guests, and there's sometimes sometimes you gotta labor a little bit to get them to say something, and things have gone so naturally here. Who would have known that we could just talk an hour between you and I about you?
Yeah. Hey man, I could talk about me all day long. No, it's good, man. It's it doesn't feel like an hour, that's for sure.
No, I know it's gone by way too fast, and but it's great. So before we go out on the song, I do want to ask you. So you'd mentioned that you're going to have maybe a SoundCloud or something where people can download these songs. I mean, you said you were sharing them out to people, and I guess the question is, like, these songs are so good, how come they're just not out there? How come not is it modesty? Are you not really pushing them out for mainstream? Because I mean, I can see there being a whole album right here.
Thanks, man.
All the tracks are absolutely amazing. There's humor in them. Clearly there's a lot of personal things in there that it's great, because when like you said, an artist can share moments and they become relatable to other people, it really shows that it's music done right.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. I think it's just I've always done it as an emotional outlet. So the therapy that I get from doing it is enough. But maybe you're right, man. Maybe it's a good idea to take a collection of the best stuff and put something together and send it somewhere. I guess the other piece is, like, I don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? I don't know who I would send it to, and
I got some ideas about that. We'll talk. I got some ideas.
Okay.
I definitely have a few people I would like to reach out to and see what we can do about that, because there's no reason. I've heard a lot of people, obviously a lot of professional artists, right down to people who just want to karaoke, or people who are just singing on their YouTube channels, and the quality of what you do, and just to hear you put songs together, and you could say, like you'd said about the whole verse or the chorus was written in like 6 minutes, right? I mean, there's artists that end up taking so long to put out new tracks or new albums or new songs, and then it sounds like you are so passionate about this that you kind of, like, you hear a beat and you're able to pluck this out so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I've written I think Body Strong I wrote in 6 hours total, start to finish, performed, done. It just flew. And I'll Be Fine, I wrote that in a day. So
that's
it's when I'm in the zone and I'm feeling it, it does not take me long to piece out a song very quickly.
Sure, for sure. We'll make sure that, of course, if you want to post that link up, or you want to share it out, we'll put it out on the page for everybody to be able to get to and download. At the same time, we get to officially add you to our guest page of our website. So I'm going to put a bio from you, and as well as posting these links out. So if you do share it on certain social medias, how about you let everybody know, and if you want them to maybe jump over and follow you.
Sounds good. So just to preface this song, this is just something I'm working on. So it's just a little 2-verse snippet. I haven't completed it yet.
Okay.
And then maybe when we come back, I'll just field a couple questions if there are any, and then we can go.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, let me put this over, and we'll be right back. So love the name, of course, on this track, and I got to tell you, clearly this is in true Matty G style. Geyser, the boner song. So here we go. I pray for everybody.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you're going somewhere and your boner's popping out. Yeah. Ladies.
Listen all to all the innuendos.
Yeah. I'm walking through the mall with my favorite girl. She touched me through my drawers. It makes my boxers swirl. I get a funny feeling cause my banana's peeling. And honey staring cause I'm sporting full ride and reeling. See what you do to me? You got that magic touch. You give me bonus in the most awkward places and such. Some people call it odd. Well, babe, I call it love. So let's get the crack and wrap it up. Well, I don't mean to be so hard on you, but my thrill drill just always tells the truth. My vagina might have never been raised quite so high, and so in turn I'm giving you the full salute. Let's fast forward a little bit. So later in the day, I'm talking afternoon, she cooking steak and potatoes upon the barbecue. She rocking out the apron, nothing underneath, and the kitten's getting hungry like my name was Fancy Feast. And she licking on her lips, I'm smiling cheek to cheek. Temperatures rising in the room, my knees are getting weak. And my baloney pony's best in class once you get to know me. Solid as a rock and never limping like a macaroni. I don't mean to be so hard on you, but my thrill drill just always tells the truth. My vagina might have never been raised quite so high, and so in turn I'm giving you the full salute.
So I do have to tell you, there's never a time where baloney pony should ever come up so well. You also, there was another euphemism for your penis. What is that? Something drill?
The thrill drill, the vagina minor.
Drill before.
Yeah, dude. My goal is to work as many euphemisms for penis as I can get in there. So
awesome.
yeah, that's my goal.
That's super awesome. Again, I can't thank you enough for sharing these all out, and I really hope you do get them out for everybody to listen to and download, because I can see these easily being on people's playlist, even if it's not for just a sexy time at home, but nice smooth Sunday driving through the neighborhood.
Is that the boner song? Yeah, it's so hot right now.
Boner song. Boner song.
I'm thinking about renaming it, maybe the Magic Touch or something.
Yeah, right. The Magic Rocket.
Yeah.
Well, again, man, I really, really appreciate you sharing all this out. It's been wonderful having you as a guest as opposed to just a co-host. And again, I thank everybody who's joined us on the show today. And you want to share this one out for sure, because Matt has got some wonderful talent. We'd love to showcase it. And, I think a few more people need to know about this. So this is the perfect time. If there's anybody around who might have some questions for Matty G, if you want to pop them up, we will take a couple seconds here and share them. And we got one already here, and it's Carrie Ann Thomas.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was it was super fun, and again, we always really appreciate when people write into the show and like to post up some comments. We love the interaction, and we hope to have some more. The new year, of course, is slowly coming upon us. We've got a lot more coming up in the next few weeks before the Christmas holidays, and already I think 2020 is looking pretty good, because we've got some magic to share maybe towards the end of the year about some future guests that are coming up. Beth, have you ever uploaded on YouTube?
I uploaded some older songs a while back. Never really shared them. The only reason I put them on YouTube is that Facebook just wasn't working for the video format that I use, and so I just basically did that so I could share them to a couple friends. But never anything serious.
Well, Matty G, you've opened your heart. Now open your pants and share it to everybody.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Say the only time you'll get to hear that. At least on the show. So Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Matt. And it was wonderful chatting with you. Stick around for at least next week. We've got some more guests upon us from the Hollywood industry. So, and then we're also leading into December. So we're going to be getting into our Christmas month. So thank you very much. Share it out. As Matty G always says, share to 2 friends. And we'll hope to see everybody soon. Take care.
Yeah, thanks.